right? I'm not anti-vax. I'm anti getting fucked over. And I can tell you right now, we're all getting smashed. The things COVID and in my life and personally has really done a lot of things. First of all, during lockdown, it kind of exposed all the holes in your armor. So spiritually, mentally, physically, in your relationships, it definitely exposed all the holes in my armor. If I think about you personally, to talk about satanic ritual abuse and about all these sort of elite pedophile rings and all that kind of stuff, like that's just not a topic of conversation that comes up all the time. And I really wanted to talk to someone who was a great researcher, who was putting out really good content. And so, I just turned my interests and my attention to more of exposing content and information that wasn't really mainstream. How was I going to be different? How was I going to be stand out? And how was I going to get the viewers' attention? So I had that in mind anyway. But then once COVID hit, it was like, okay, well, now I've got to find some authorities that can speak on this, because I got fucking hammered. Every time that I was speaking out about it, I got smashed. People were like, they were just seeing me as this guy that's been in business for 20 years and had a social media presence and was always talking about love and light and peace and forging ahead with your dreams and your aspirations and motivation and all that kind of stuff. And then they see me flip the switch and go from, man, there's someone pulling the strings here and that prick is fucking us over, right? I'm not anti-vax. I'm anti getting fucked over. And I can tell you right now, we're all getting smashed. And I was just getting hammered. People were attacking me left, right, and center. My page was flooded with pushback and people just talking in our small town. They're just saying, man, this guy's lost the plot. He's a conspiracy theorist. And we don't know what's wrong with him. People are asking if my mental health was okay. They were just really, concerned about me. So I just thought to myself, I've got to start speaking to people with authority. I've got to start interviewing people who know their craft, who know their shit. And that way it's not me saying anything, it's them. To me, this is like the death of a bunch of egos or a bunch of false selves and false, like the outlook. What I can see personally in the media, in life, is that it seems like a lot of what we've been doing and just going about things every day has been a lie. A lot of it has been a facade. And so when you're exposed to something like this and then you start experiencing the death of yourself and the past self and you start shedding old skin, then you get to a point where you either have to accept and grow and go forward and understand that version of me, that version of Dale that I was holding on to is no longer serving me anymore, and I need to let that version go. And that can mean friends, and it can mean your wife or your husband or your partner or your business partner or whatever that is. And then to go forward and to let that weight fall off you. You have a disparity between where you are and where someone else is. And if they're holding on for dear life as to the false narrative and the false belief and the false values and the misalignment of their values and their belief systems to what they think that life is for them, then that gap is huge. It starts to get so big and so broad, and it's very hard to bridge because they need to go through their own process. And that's a really tough thing to witness and stand back and watch.